Do you know what this is? Because this is the most excited I have ever been to manage fat, and I've managed a lot. This is Wagyu fat. It was kindly gifted to us by Connor at Vino Farm. And it's also the fanciest of the fancy fat because this is the stuff from around the kidneys of the beast. Look at how it just melts against my skin. Let me get it together. I'm sorry. What you might be wondering is this. How does this fat behave differently than the stuff that I typically process? It's extremely different. Because it appears to melt at a slightly lower temperature, it's a little bit harder to manage. I mean, it's melting in my hands, it's melting against the cutting board, making it just a little bit sticky. Also, it is super crumbly. You see me cutting it up here into small pieces because the smaller the pieces, the quicker the render. However, please notice how the fat is crumbled and stuck to the cutting board, and look, smash. It comes apart super easy. It makes me wonder if I could have just crumbled this fat into the crock pot with my bare hands. I might actually try that with the fat I have left over, but sorry, I got distracted. Now you may notice I didn't add salt or water. I thought I'd do a dry render, but then I heard sizzling in the bottom of this crock pot, so I added water. The lower and slower the render, the purer your oil. And if I have it frying in the bottom, the oil is going to be infused with that frying cooked taste and scent. Nobody wants that. Also, I decided I was going to recover some of this tallowy goodness early on. The less time in the crock pot, again, the purer the oil, because it's not being infused by everything else in the fat, the skin, the connective tissue, the blood, the meat. Instead, we just have gently rendered tallow. And I'm filtering. We don't want any of the denatured proteins in the oil if we can prevent it. Look how beautiful that is. Did you ever in your whole life think you would find tallow beautiful? Now, after that first skim, I added more water and I stirred that all in. Again, to protect the purity of the oil so the fat solids don't fry in it. And after another 90 minutes, I did a second skim. Now, there's not a lot of oil to recover at this point, but we are protecting her purity. To that end, I filtered her, and then I transferred her to a smaller vessel, just to make her easier to manage. We'll check on all this tomorrow.